It is time now for our George Soros update. Yes. It's weird. The George Soros update suspiciously sounds almost like the Darth Vader theme, but I think that's purely a coincidence. George Soros is in the news because he's getting a lot of heat for his meddling in our elections and putting in all of these AGs that are now being thrown out of office. The cities can't even wait for the next election. They're like, please make it stop. So George Soros just wrote a essay in the Wall Street Journal, and I've had it on my desk, and we're getting so far behind, I have to take pepperoni eyes at his word and say, the evil emperor has spoken, so let's listen to what he has to say. And he said, like most of us, I'm very, very concerned about crime. One of government's most important roles to ensure public safety. I have been involved in efforts to reform the criminal justice system in the more than 30 years that I have been a fill-in rapist? What's a fill-in rapist? Anyway, our system is rife with injustices that make us all less safe. The idea that we need to choose between justice and safety is false. They reinforce each other. If people trust the justice system, it will work. And if the system works, public safety will improve. No toys! Anyway, we need to acknowledge that black people in U.S. are 5 times as likely to be sent to jail as white people. That is an injustice that undermines our democracy. No. Okay, can we stop looking at things as groups, please? An injustice will happen to one person, not necessarily to a group. So let's not say all black people are bad or all white people are good or all black people shouldn't be in prison. All white people shouldn't be in prison. What do you say? The ones who have actually committed crimes should go to jail. I don't care what color they are. I don't care. Justice is blind. You know what would solve this? Is if we just stuck forks in all of the judges' eyes. Then they'd be blind. Justice is supposed to be blind. Maybe we make that mandatory. All justice, you want to be a judge, you've got to be blind. And nobody tell him what color it is. He doesn't know. It's a white guy that he just sentenced. We spend $81 billion every year keeping around 2 million people in prisons and jails. Well, if that's what it takes to keep, murderers off the streets, I'm kind of okay with that. Are you? Look, I am looking for ways to invest more in preventing crime and strategies that work. Now, listen to this. He's more interested in investing in preventing crime and strategies that work. This agenda at both safety and justice is based both on common sense and evidence. It is popular. It is effective. Is that why everybody is having a recall of all of your DAs? Because it's so popular? You know what? Forget about the stabbing and the shooting. I love this guy when the job that they are doing in office so much. I want to get him out of office before the next election. They've just done such good work. Sure, we could keep them in there, but I want to reward them by getting them out of office. That, George, is not popular. This agenda is popular. Serious scholars researching causes behind the recent increase in crime have pointed to other factors. A disturbing rise in mental illness among young people due to the isolation imposed by COVID lockdowns. Oh, so we're now recognizing that caused mental illness. A pullback in policing in the wake of public criminal justice reform protests. Those weren't criminal justice reform protests. Those were mobs in the street that were condemning our cops and calling them all killers. I don't know if you noticed this, George, but that little experiment led to a lot of great cops just leaving. It led to also places just firing a bunch of cops. Have you been to Seattle lately? Oh, it's beautiful this time of year when the red from the blood kind of just kind of reflects up on the green of the trees. Oh, you feel like it's Christmas time. Many of the same people who call for more punitive criminal justice policies also support looser gun laws. Yeah, somebody should have a gun because your people are letting all of the criminals out in the street. This is why I've supported the election and more recently in re-election of prosecutors who support reform. I have done it transparently. Oh my gosh, you are so transparent. You are as transparent as a mountain. And I have no intention of stopping. Of course not. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop. No country, no sane country in the world would allow somebody to come into the country like George Soros and just meddle in our elections like he's doing. Just get into bed with the left, fund them to the tune of billions of dollars, millions of dollars going through all these shadow organizations to fund everything that could destroy us. No, I'm serious. It's going to be very, very, very good. Yeah, very good. What I want to do is maybe put in some Russian people in for police. You're missing police, so I thought maybe I find it kind of fun. Meet Boris. Oh, good, the police. Oh, they're going to be Russians. That's fantastic. Yeah, well, I kind of, sure, people will be hurt, legs will be broken, but, you have to break some eggs. Okay, all right. Hey, here's something else that he's doing. He is spearheading with Joe Biden efforts against election integrity. He is spending all kinds of money just to make sure everything is safe and comes out the way it should, A proposed constitutional amendment in Michigan by a Soros-funded group would prevent both stricter voter ID requirements and a ban on private donations to election officials from being enacted. So he's like, but I just wanted to give some money to some election officials. What could possibly go wrong? You call it a bribe. I call it happy money. Federal agencies under the Biden administration now seeking to increase voter registration and turnout. A group linked to the left-wing megadonor George Soros. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying my name? Is it because I'm Jewish? Is pushing for a constitutional amendment in the battleground state of Michigan that would allow Zuckerbucks to be used in election administration. Well, then what could possibly be wrong? Would the press leave me alone if I said, you know what, I'm going to fund, it's like a traveling library, except it's a traveling little bus that you can vote in. And I'm going to go to all of those counties that are the deepest of red, and I'm going to make sure that we get every vote. Of course, I'm just funding it. I have nothing to do. I have nothing to say about it. Oh, and I've paid off some people in the local precincts. I'm just giving them some happy money. Would anyone in the press say, "Oh, that's okay for Glenn Beck to do it"? No, of course not. I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't be cool with it. The states, that is their job. Anyway, so he is now working with Biden, funding all of this stuff. Earlier this year, Biden put out to his entire cabinet, all of the departments, such as Housing and Urban Development, Health and Human Services, and the Labor Department, Look, Boris is busy right now. You want more legs broken? What? They now want to turn their work, and, sure, I want you, those assisted housing centers, those are fantastic. Could you just register some people too? Federal agencies are now participating in voter turnout efforts. And by the way, I just want you to know those agencies are all now run by Democrats. Would you be okay with this, Democrats, if Donald Trump said, by the way, I'm just taking, hey, guys, an hour of your workday, just an hour, you Democrats, you, and, well, not you. How did you vote? Yeah, not you, but you, and you. I want you to turn your agency into a voter registration agency. This is insane. Insane. George Soros should be banned from the United States. His money should be banned. By the way, a judge in San Francisco, yesterday they were like, we got to allow non-citizens to vote because non-citizen has the word citizen in it. So they're citizens, non-citizens, and they should vote. Yeah, well, there was a ruling that has just been released. The judge in San Francisco, let me say that again, a California judge struck down the San Francisco city ordinance allowing non-citizens to vote. Gee, what could have gone wrong with that? It's amazing how our government has been turned into an instrument that is opposed to our individual rights and protecting our individual rights. Our vote is sacred. You have a right to have your voice be heard, and you have your right to make sure that your voice is not watered down by corruption or by people who shouldn't be voting. That's their priority. This administration is using every tool they have to do the exact opposite. This is why this administrative state has to be shut down. It's not constitutional. It is a progressive idea, and nobody in our founding had thought, oh yeah, Congress will just give up their power. Why would people do that? Because they're getting rich if they do, and they don't have to answer for anything. So they just keep going to work. Let the administration do it. And the administration doesn't, Biden, I hired the guy, but holy crap, what did he do? What did the administration do? Well, it wasn't him, the head. It was probably somebody down, like a Lois Lerner, and we can't blame them or send them to jail unless, how did she vote? Yeah, we can't send her to jail. That's not the American way.